What's up people, today I'll be ranking Demon Souls bosses from easiest to hardest. If you want to see me play the game in its entirety, you can click the link in the description or wait until the end cards. This is my personal ranking from my first experience with the game, so it could change on a replay. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. At number 17, we have King Allant, the final boss of the game. And do I really need to say anything about this placement? He just flops around. Does pretty much no damage. Doesn't really attack. He just kind of flops on you. I did get hit by it a few times, but you know, it's not like I was tryharding or anything. I mean, it's a good final boss, okay? Like, you'd expect like some grandiose thingy, but no. It's just a little slug that you stomp on. It's nice. I like him. And at number 16, this is someone that I had heard things about, and I was expecting him to be way harder, but actually fighting him was like very disappointing. I mean, it's like, this is the bed of chaos of this game, but also way easier. Like, you just break some walls, hit a button, and do it again. And that's pretty much it. There's not a lot to say. I think he's a lot harder on the PS5 version, so maybe that's why I thought he would be harder. But I will probably never know, or not for a while at least, so yeah, overall just a very disappointing boss. Next up we have the Leech Monker. Now, I was very overleveled when I went into this, so my judgment could be a bit skewed. But even watching the fight back, he barely did any damage and he only hit me like 3 or 4 times. So I don't think it changes that much. Running around the arena took longer than actually killing him. Yeah, he just flails around a bit, hits you maybe once, then you hit him 10 times and that's it. I don't know if the leeches actually do anything that latch onto you. Yeah, not much to say, very easy boss. Next up, the Adjudicator. Now, this is a boss where I think if you know the gimmick right away, it's like, it's probably easier than some of the ones I put on earlier. But as I did not know the gimmick, and when I did hit him in the like bloody area, it gave no indication that anything happened. So I didn't think you were supposed to hit that. But I did eventually figure it out, and then I killed him in like 2 minutes. But when you don't know what to do, it's very annoying. His tongue does a lot of damage, and his attacks do a lot of damage too, but they're very slow and easy to dodge. But if you're careless, you can die to him, like happened to me. So yeah, I do think he's harder than the other ones, but still not hard, especially if you know the gimmick. Alright, next up we have the Old Monk, and I'll be real, I think this is one of the most boring bosses in the game, because it's just an NPC, normal attacks, and sometimes magic. He doesn't really pose a threat. His magic does do some damage, but you're not gonna die from it, probably. I spent like half the fight trying to backstab him, only to find out that it's not possible on this boss. Overall, very easy, very boring, not good boss, I don't like him. Okay, so Maiden Astrea, she's one of those bosses where the arena is actually harder than the boss itself. So I died twice just making my way to her, but then actually fighting her, I didn't die at all, because, well, you know. But then there's also Garl of Inland in the arena, but he's like fairly easy, and I actually spent more time picking up the loot from him because I was like, my inventory was full and I had to sort a bunch of shit. But yeah, the children in the water thingy, they're just, I'm pretty sure it's impossible to cross that water. That's why I died twice in it. But Vinland, he did not kill me once, so like the actual fight is pretty easy, but the arena, not so. Well, if you know that the arena is dangerous, then I guess it is easy. Maybe I should have put him lower, but no, this is fine. Dirty Colossus is another one I was very overleveled for, so I can't really give the best placement for him. But he did some damage still, even though I was overleveled, and he had quite a bit of health. So maybe he would be higher if I wasn't overleveled. He also had bees that poisoned you, but it was kind of hard to get hit by them, so it's not too big of a deal. And also his explosion was very easy to avoid, so overall he was pretty easy. Alright, Phalanx is interesting, because this is the only boss I had fought like before I started this playthrough, so I didn't know what to do. But I feel like if I had not been told what to do by my friend, this boss would have taken me like 18 attempts or more, because I would not have thought about bringing out fire bombs. And then like if you fail it and you use all your fire bombs, you're kind of just fucked. Have to restart probably, or farm a lot. So that does like bring him up a few places for me. He's also like, he is pretty hard even with the fire bombs. But yeah, the Phalanx is kind of built different for a first boss, because if you don't know about the fire bombs, then I don't know what you do against this guy. And like his stabby thingies are annoying. His minions are pretty tanky, do quite a bit of damage, and if they get like back together and you don't have fire bombs, you're kind of fucked. But yeah, I'd say this is the first boss that actually poses a little bit of a challenge, but it's still like easy enough. Alright, Storm King is really cool. He's like still fairly easy, but the drone strike where he sends like 1,000 manta thingies onto you, that's pretty hard. That does a lot of damage too. But other than that, he doesn't really pose a threat. And one thing that brings up his difficulty a little bit is like how you have to be at a very specific angle to hit him, so you only have like a 10-second window to hit him every like minute or so, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, I like the fight. I think it's really cool that you use the Stormbreaker and then it comes like back in Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring. It's just cool to see the original, the true OG. But yeah, it's still not too hard, just some attacks do a lot of damage. That's pretty much it. Okay, so Fool's Idol was interesting because I defeated the boss, but I had to do it again because of the guy, so I don't know if that like makes it harder. But the fight itself, the trap thingies were really annoying and I landed in them a lot. The magic did quite a bit of damage. And of course you have to guess which one it is. I don't know if there was a tell, but I did not find one. So overall, like, not easy, but also not hard. But I think this is a good placement. Tower Knight is another gimmicky boss where if you don't know what to do, it might take a while for you, because, well, on my first run of him, I was running around for about 10 minutes, and that's not an exaggeration. And on the run I killed him on, I was running around for like 2 minutes, and then the actual fight took 6 minutes, which is extremely long. So I'd say this boss is the hardest in terms of the time it takes to kill him on your first run, but once you figure it out that you have to hit his legs like a lot for him to fall, and then his head, it's not that hard. He still does quite a bit of damage, and if you're on his, I forget which side it was on, but if you're on the shield side when he falls, you'll probably get hit by the shield, or I'm just stupid, I don't know. Yeah, the archers in the room are like, nah, they're just a waste of time kinda, I don't really like that. Oh, and yeah, the run back to him is hell, so every time I fought him, I was like, pretty much had 0 healing. And even in the run that I killed him, I was like 3 health when I got in the room. But yeah, he probably easier on a new run. But I could say that for everyone, so, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, he's cool. Armor Spider was the death of me, my god. I was stuck on it for like over a month if you're talking real time, but in game time it's like, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours maybe. Again, like, if you know what to do, it's not that hard, but my god, did I not know what to do for a long time. And it didn't help that the run back was long as fuck. I was struggling a lot deciding who to put at number 6, because this is where in my opinion, they get hard, the bosses. But yeah, Armor Spider was just next level. Probably my like second highest death count on a boss, but when you know what to do, it's not as hard, so that's why it's lower than the next two, because I was debating putting this at number 4, but changed it last minute. But yeah, the web attack was kind of bullshit. I swear it's impossible to dodge that. The fire thingy where it engulfs everything in flames, besides the back of the tunnel. It's annoying, but when you know, you just have to run away. It's not that bad. The fireball ones, they're not too bad, unless you get hit by the fucking web, then you're pretty much fucked. And it's very tanky for an early game boss, or my weapon was shit. Either one makes sense. The Penetrator feels like a Dark Souls 2 or maybe a Dark Souls 3 boss, so I have like a lot of experience against these kinds of people, but it's on the Demon Souls engine or whatever, so you can only roll in 4 directions and your healing takes forever, so it is kind of hard, but he is also pretty simple. He only has like 4, maybe 5 different moves. He's fast for this game, I'll say that. He like most of the other bosses are way slower than him, besides like probably all the ones above him actually. He doesn't do too much damage, he doesn't have too much health either, and his hitbox is like very forgiving. Like this hitbox on his sword, so I feel like a lot of the time it should have hit you, but it doesn't. It's not too hard. I was debating putting him below Armored Spider, but I feel like on a replay, Armored Spider would be a lot easier. That's why I have it lower, even though I died more times on it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The old hero, he is up here purely because of his damage. His damage is insane, okay? But he is also pretty fast, but he has some very easy to dodge attacks and very punishable too. He's blind, which was cool, and also helps you just get away. So like he could have been below Penetrator, maybe Armored Spider, if his damage wasn't so insane. It's like he did 80% of my health in one hit most of the time. Yeah, I did first try him, but there were like 3 times in the fight where I feel like I should have died, but got lucky and survived. And just thinking about if I would have died during one of those 3 moves where he almost got me, he would have been above number 3 at least. Just goddamn. That was probably like the sweatiest I ever got in Demon Souls, because the run back, I did not want to do it again. But yeah, most stressful fight easily. Man-Eaters I fought at 2 points of the game, like pretty early on, like right after Fool's Idol, and that shit would have been impossible. Then I fought them again when I had fought like pretty much every other boss, and I first tried Man-Eaters. So I've seen people putting them at like top 15 or 30 hardest bosses of all time. No, maybe top 30, I don't know. Very overrated for difficulty, but still top 3 in this game. The narrow arena does make it quite a bit hard, as one of my deaths was because of falling off. Yeah, overall it's not too hard to separate both of them. Their attacks aren't too dangerous, and their health isn't too crazy either. I might actually be undermining them a bit right now, because I was pretty over leveled when I did fight them. But if you did fight them early on, then very hard, yeah. Yeah, the sonic attacks weren't too bad. Their charges were probably the worst they could do. But now we get into the real hard guys. Okay, I thought long and hard about who to put at number 2 and who to put at number 1, because it's very hard to decide between these two, so I'll just give some like bullet points. Flame Lurker's moves are harder. Alant has a lot more health. Alant has more bullshit. But Flame Lurker also has some bullshit though. Alant's like glitchy. Flame Lurker's attacks are just like very hard to avoid a lot of the time. Yeah, Flame Lurker's more like short, but a lot of action. And Alant is like long, but like kind of dragged out. But it's an endurance fight. I was higher leveled when I fought Alant, which should make him like a little harder if you think about it. So my conclusion is Flame Lurker is number 2. Yeah, so Flame Lurker is very aggressive his attacks do like an explosion half the time. He has a decent amount of health, and I mean there's some lava in the arena, so that's very dangerous. You gotta be very careful of that. He jumps around like a lot. He closes gaps quickly. Like you can get heals off, but it's gonna be a bit hard. Yeah, and when he was like down to 1/3, 1/4 health, I swear he like started glowing more and just was a lot more aggressive. I'm not sure if it's the second phase or I was just imagining things, but yeah, I'm just gonna assume it's the second phase. And my god, is it insane. He does not stop. He just goes absolutely bananas. But yeah, he's just insane. Fast, does good damage, does explosive damage, and yeah. Number 1, King Alot, this fucking bitch. Very tanky. He has some crazy attack chains, and he has a sword that makes projectiles if you're too close to him. Sometimes he'll hit you with his sword and then do damage again with the projectile. So he does insane damage. His explosion was easy to dodge. His like lunging attack was like, I pretty much cheesed him by just making him do that and then hitting him from that. So that was like basically 3 hits. But sometimes it glitched, so he like didn't do a wind up for the plunge. So he just like standing still right into a plunge. Well, usually it takes like a 3-second wind up. And I died because of that one time. It was very annoying. But yeah, he also has the soul drain thing. I think that only happened to me like twice. It's not too big of a deal, besides doing a lot of damage. But yeah, he can close distance very fast with his plunge attack. So if you're like trying to heal while he does it, it's a problem. But other than that, you can just get some free hits. But yeah, he has a lot of health, like a lot. This fight took me 6 minutes, and in comparison, Flame Lurker was 3 minutes. So that should tell you all you need to know. And yeah. But hey, we all know the runbacks are the real hardest boss. Alright, if you made it this far in the video, thank you guys for watching so much. This entire thing has been kind of scuffed because I'm not really used to editing videos like this. But I tried my best, and I'm happy enough with the results. I do sound a bit too dead though, I need to work on that, but that's just how I am. I was originally gonna do the boss difficulty ranking in the post-game video thingy I was gonna do, but it ended up being 17 minutes, so but yeah, I have finished playing Dark Souls. I'm editing the full game thing right now, so that should be out. Who knows, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace. Haru out.